To get started, you want to arrange your chords in colour order. So I've got two sections. For the first section, I've got the longest chord here, short chord here, a contrast colour here, and then another one of the long chords here. And I've got a mirror image at the other side. So to begin with, I'm just going to work with one of the sections first. So I want to take the two chords that are in the centre here, clip these to the board, like that. And then I want to do a square knot over these two chords. So I want to go over, over and through, and then under, under and through. And then once I've done this side, I want to do the same thing with the four chords on the other side. So taking the two chords that are in the centre, clip them to the bottom of the board, and then do a square knot over these with the outside chords. So once I've done that, I want to work the second row, which is going to be the two chords from the centre and then the two chords next to those. So I'm going to clip the two centre chords to the bottom of the board, and then the two outside chords won't be worked for this row, and then I'm going to do a square knot of these two chords. And then to do the third row, I'm going to repeat what I did for the first row. So taking four chords at one side each time. I want to clip the two chords that are now in the centre to the bottom of the board, and then do a square knot. And then I want to do the exact same thing with the other four chords. And then for the fourth row, unlike what I did last time, I want to add a bead to the two chords in the centre. Let's take my bead and just thread one of the chords on, and then thread the other one. And then once the bead's on, just push it up into place. And then I want to work the next row like I did the first row and the third row. So I want to take the two chords in the centre at one side and then do a square knot. And then do the same thing at the other side. And then for the next row, I'm going to copy what I did for the second row. So I want to take the two chords from the centre, clip them to the bottom of the board, and then square knot with these contrast colour chords. And I want to keep repeating this sequence all the way down, so each time when you're doing the centre part, you want to do with your contrast colour the first time, then a bead, then contrast colour, and just keep alternating all the way down. And when you're finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. So I've done a braided tie on at each end to fasten on the bracelet. Alternately, if you wanted to work from a loop at the beginning rather than a flat edge, you would do 2 braided tie on ends at one end. Or you could start with a button and do a button fastening closure instead. And that is your completed beads and stripes macrame bracelet.